Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Kendall, and I'm an IT professional with over 7 years' experience in the industry, and I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in computer science. I briefly want to cover the topics of information security and how that pertains to online exploits, countermeasures, and what to do if your data has been compromised. And most importantly, how God uses this occupation to promote His values. In recent studies, a victim is hit nearly every 2.1 seconds, and over 13.1 million people are affected. The broad range of ages, anywhere from 35 to 44. And I want to explore a little greater in depth these online exploits. Phishing is considered to be an email attempt where the scammer tries to get you to reveal personal or confidential information about yourself so that he can use it in attempts to break open an account, steal your passwords and pins. A brute force attack is a trial and error method where repeated attempts are used to gain access to your accounts. And 3, social engineering, which is one of the highly more recognized and used forms of gaining personal information, can be done so by going to websites such as Facebook or other media-driven sites that people voluntarily give information, and scammers and hackers will take this information and use it to their benefit to break open an account for illicit means. My second point, I want to go into greater depth to explore countermeasures used for aiding against the compromise of data. The first, be alert. There's impersonators everywhere. They're out to get your information. So the good bit of information is to stay alert and make sure that information or emails that are coming through are authentic and they're not asking you for information that you haven't otherwise asked for. 2, to safely dispose of old electronics. Handheld media such as cell phones, PDA, tablets, all these forms of internet connected devices are targeted towards exploits. So if you have removable data or media that you can take from them before selling or letting someone borrow them, it'd be wise to do so. Or if you're going to get rid of them, to dispose of them properly. And 3, I can't emphasize enough, is the need for strong passwords. Passwords that are in greater than 8 characters make it harder for the attempts of the hacker to compromise. When you're using these passwords, try to make them not consist of usernames, whole names. Use a variation of capital letters, lowercase letters, numerical sequences to make it that much harder for a hacker to exploit. And not lastly, but I want to explain in greater depth what happens if your data is compromised, and to notify contacts in your distribution list of your email to make them aware that someone has taken over your account and maybe sending emails to gain information from them, and tell them to be aware to not open these emails and not to click on any links unless they know directly who it came from. Another smart tool to use would be to change your passwords on a regular basis, and if your account is compromised, to change your password immediately, or if you cannot log into the system, to contact a system administrator to get you back into the system. And lastly, but most importantly, is how God uses this occupation to promote His values. It is very evident through Exodus 20:15 that God says, "Thou shalt not steal." So it brings home the point of how important it is to not tamper with other people's accounts, other people's information. God teaches us that His values are paramount for a successful plan to detour criminal intent. God's values all is His creation. He goes into all the world and preaches the gospel to all of creation, and all things that we do to benefit Christ. This brings me to my conclusion in demonstrating the needs for general awareness of online exploits and increasing potential harm of. It also opens our eyes to the importance of God's values and the prevention of criminal intent. I want to close with the idea of: do you want an occupation where you can learn the state of art technologies? Do you want to advance? Do you want to engage in employment that can deter criminal intent? Do you want to? Are you looking for an experience that can promote God's values and open your eyes to all that His words institute? If so, this is information security, maybe a field that interests you.